Hank Williams Jr. has experienced so many heartbreaking tragedies in his life. He's had a bunch of family members pass away unexpectedly, including his third wife, Mary Jane Thomas, in 2022. But Hank has been keeping a big secret. He just got remarried. And the story of Hank's fourth wife is pretty crazy. Inside sources say that Hank got engaged to his fourth wife in May 2023. This is really shocking, mainly because Mary Jane passed away pretty recently, and her passing was completely unexpected. This devastating event happened in March 2022. It's alleged that Mary Jane suffered a collapsed lung after going through a cosmetic procedure in Jupiter, Florida. Mary Jane and Hank had been married for more than 3 decades. They had 2 adult kids, a boy and a girl. Although you may know the sad truth about Catherine, Hank and Mary Jane's daughter. Catherine was just 27 years old when she was involved in a fatal car crash in 2020.
New tonight across Tennessee, the daughter of country music legend Hank Williams Jr. has died in a car crash in Middle Tennessee.
A month after losing his wife, Mary Jane, in 2022, Hank recalled the day they first met. This was in 1984, when Hank was performing outdoors in Washington, D.C. He wrote about the 38 wonderful years that Mary Jane had been by his side. And he ended his social media tribute to Mary Jane with a heartbreaking goodbye. He wrote that Mary Jane would be missed and loved by so many forever. Hank deserves to be happy after so many devastating personal losses. But the news of his 4th wedding shocked pretty much everyone. Hank finally made the joyful and unexpected announcement about his new marriage on social media. This was pretty crazy, since the news of Hank's 4th engagement was only made public on September 4th, and Hank chose a weird place to make that announcement. Did you catch it? Because a lot of people didn't. Hank's new wife is named Brandy, and the announcement about their engagement was posted on the Facebook page for his Pure Hank radio show. The photo was captioned, "The newly engaged outlaw country music and southern rock legend Hank Williams Jr., alongside his beautiful and lovely fiancée, Brandy." It looks like they were doing a photo shoot and a press release together. And if that seems kind of strange, Hank did give us hints on social media that he had started dating again this year. In January 2023, he posted a photo online of a hunting trip he'd taken. He called Brandy his sweetheart. I'm warning you, this photo is shocking because Hank and his sweetheart had just bagged a stag deer together. And Hank posted more photos online this past July. He wished all his followers a happy 4th of July. Hank had been fishing, and one picture showed him with a huge fish. There was another picture of someone who'd caught a big fish too. Although Hank didn't mention her name in this picture, it's definitely Brandy, the same sweetheart he had gone hunting with this past January. Hank's wedding announcement contained some crazy details. He revealed that he got engaged on Mother's Day 2023, but he had been friends with his new wife since 2003. And there's one thing about Brandy that's kind of insane. Her last name is not being made public. At least what her name was before she tied the knot with Hank. Brandy and Hank got married on September 9th at the Enon Baptist Church in Banks, Alabama. Brandy is also a lot younger than Hank. He's currently 74 years old, while Brandy is 43 years old. They look happy in this wedding photo. Hank posted that photo on his social media, and he captioned it with Mr. and Mrs. Hank Williams Jr., or, in other words, wife number 4. Hank's first 2 marriages ended in divorce. And there's something crazy about his first 2 wives. Hank was married to his first wife, Gwen Yeargain, for 6 years. And he was married to his second wife, Becky White, for the same amount of time. The timing of Hank's engagement and wedding to Brandy is also kind of interesting, because he's been touring since May when he got engaged to Brandy. And he's ending his current tour in September 2023, the same month they got married. Hank comes from a legendary music background, but sadly, he didn't really know the father who he's named after. That's because Hank Sr. also passed away too young. Hank Jr. was just 3 years old when it happened. Hank's mom encouraged him to carry on the family name. She often put Hank Jr. on stage to perform Hank Sr.'s music. Hank had his first #1 hit in 1970, and that's one of the reasons why people have thrown shade at Brandy, because she wasn't born until 13 years after Hank had his first hit song. But it's kind of a miracle that Hank even survived long enough to get married for the 4th time. Early on in his career, Hank battled a dependence on drinking and substances. His mental health also suffered, and he even tried to take his own life. This is unbelievable, but Hank almost fell off a mountain once too. Did you know about this? This story sounds crazy, but trust me, it is the real truth. Hank was hiking up Ajax Peak in Beaverhead County, Montana. He accidentally took a tumble, and his world came crashing down. But there's a twist to this story, and you won't believe this either. Because Hank remembered waking up in the hospital after his terrible accident, and his godmother and her husband were right there at his bedside. Can you guess who they were? Hank's mom was good friends with another famous country singer at the time. Her name was June Carter Cash. June was married to Johnny Cash. And those country music legends were the first people that Hank saw when he opened his eyes in the hospital room. Although Hank didn't know his father well at all, Hank and his son, Sam, have had a difficult relationship. At one point, Hank and Sam were so estranged. Inside sources claimed it almost drove Hank's marriage to Mary Jane to the brink. TMZ was the first outlet to break a shocking story about Hank and his son in 2020. And you won't believe what Sam had in common with Britney Spears. It's alleged that Hank had forced Sam into a conservatorship. That's what Britney's dad did to her. Sam posted a strange video. It seemed like his world had come crashing down. He alleged that Hank had taken over his life and his finances. Shockingly, this allegedly happened less than 2 months after his sister Catherine passed away in that terrible car accident. Sam took his sister's passing incredibly hard, and he captioned his video with an unbelievable accusation. He claimed he had been quiet for a long time, but Sam said he wanted out of it, and he didn't mind if people found out. Sam said, "They took my grief process, my spirit, my money, my car, my home, and everything possible in order to protect me." If that's not crazy enough, you won't believe how Sam ended his video message. He claimed that he needed protection from them. Sam is also a country musician, and his debut album included collaborations with Dolly Parton and Keith Urban. You would think that Hank and Sam would have a lot in common, but there's another shocking side to this story, because Sam came out in October 2022. Sam wrote a song called Tilted Crown about his long battle to come out. The music video is heartbreaking. There are shocking scenes of an older man who's trying to force a young boy to act more manly. That started some crazy rumors, and Sam got asked if the old man in his video was a depiction of Hank. Sam didn't really set the record straight on this rumor. All he said was that the old man in the video wasn't necessarily his father. Still, Sam has talked about growing up as Hank's son in rural Tennessee. He revealed some pretty hard things. Sam said he struggled to hide his real identity, and in coming out, he hoped that he might be able to help another struggling child. So, is it possible that Sam's identity is an issue for Hank? Sam and his mom, Mary Jane, were incredibly close, and Sam took his mom's passing incredibly hard too. So there's one big question mark here. Did Sam even attend Hank and Brandy's wedding? Or is a rift between Hank and Sam the reason for all this secrecy about Hank's fourth marriage? What do you guys think about this shocking story? Let me know in the comments below.